Mostly because people build blink daggers, and that's an item to get in and not out with. So you're saving that as your out. Like if your team has all 4 staffs, then sure, you can escape again if your run up into darkness ends up going badly. But with the existence of blink dagger, you'd rather save that terrain crossing the other way.
Yeah, but like if blink dagger is a way to initiate, but if you just move your entire team up onto the high ground,
You don't want your entire team up.
why not?
Well, usually in a siege situation where you have the upper hand, you want your strong heroes in the front and your weak heroes in the back, and make them come through your front line towards your back line instead of putting your back line right up there on the high ground with them.
Yeah, but like if you get your your supports on the kind of against the wall of the base, and all the cores are kind of just in front of them, and when the stampede runs out, you get like a nice little formation set up in the enemy base. You don't have to worry about the steps anymore. It's a perfect plan, and we're gonna leave it at that. I don't think. I think we'll just accept them right on this one and move on. How about that?
Sure.
Cool.
What we're seeing here for Ascomanni is a lineup that I watched him play yesterday, though not with an Elder Titan. But this Bloodseeker Huskar combo is pretty devastating. You have these two lane dominating heroes. I don't think either this Ember Spirit or this Night Stalker is going to have particular good time against either of them. And in the mid game, they really pop off. Like the high damage from this Huskar is going to boost up the Bloodseeker so much, and you can't really escape from them anymore. So Ember Spirit, a decent pickup against that Bloodseeker because he can Remnant out even if he's ruptured, but he's going to spend a lot of time running away this game if he doesn't get off to a good start in the laning phase. And we might see some laning musical chairs here because he does not want to lane that Huskar.
No, he certainly does not. But when you can just comparing physiques here, Night Stalker is way more ripped than Huskar. And Huskar, he's got the lean muscle going on, pretty low body fat percentage, but I mean, Night Stalker's just shredded.
Oh yeah, that man. We talked about Beastmaster maybe skipping leg day before. Night Stalker has definitely not.
No, he's good. Although he does have some weird kind of trousers on which kind of cover up his legs, but you can tell he's definitely not compensating for nothing down there. And Bloodseeker's actually kind of, I think he's relatively pumped as well, but it's hard to tell when he's all keeled over like this.
We are forgetting about the real muscle man here though, Elder Titan.
Yeah, he's a little bit tilted right now. Can't really see that the muscle definition, but oh, there we go. Oh yeah, just giving us a little bit of a peek there. You're right. He's top heavy. Looks like all the Dota heroes tend to be super top heavy when it comes to no one really cares about legs that much. I mean, actually, Bloodseeker's got pretty good. Although those are hamstring, those quadriceps.
I think they're losing out here to the fact that it's a top heavy game, and we're not going to be looking at their legs.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, maybe that does come into effect.
Sorry, a top down.
Why? Why do we have no, I know we have a lot of women who in Dota who don't have just kind of showing some skin, etc. But why aren't any of them super ripped the same way with Bloodseeker and Huskar? I mean, Legion Commander is probably.
Yeah, she's got all that armor on, right?
Yeah, you don't see her.
I would love to see the She-Hulk in Dota.
Oh, hi Legion. Thank you. See, she's got so much armor on. Don't know what's going on there. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see She-Hulk. I'd like to see, they should release an Arcana for Mirana or Crystal Maiden, which just makes them super ripped. Just lower their voice a few octaves, have them, and then just
No. You still need that really feminine voice coming out of this really big bulky body. What do you think of Drow Ranger?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Drow Ranger would be a pretty
buff Drow. And you can still fit all of the pretty stuff in the corset on her. She's just also,
also ripped beyond imagination.
She can bend a
Night Stalker levels, yeah.
In one hand.
Absolutely. Actually reminds me, there is actually a girl at my old gym, which I used to go to, who was she was just really into powerlifting and such, and she looked like brutish. No one would want to mess with her. But yeah, she had almost a kind of anime voice, I would say. I don't know, people kind of accuse her of it being put on. I don't think it was. I think it was genuinely just her voice, but that was super weird.
Nice little clash.
Yeah, she was pretty sure she could deadlift twice before I could. Absolute machine. Anyway,
How
we have a little comparison between these two drafts right now. We've got Ascomanni with the Huskar, Legion Commander, Bloodseeker, Tricor, and Wind and Rain with the Ember Spirit and the Death Prophet, and then like the Night Stalker as the the walking stick. These two heroes. Apparently, Death Prophet's been very popular in the other regions, but I haven't seen any Death Prophet so.
Yeah, she has been picked up twice at least yesterday by Alliance as well. So the Limp special. So she's been doing a decent amount of work there. And I think this is a very nice pick to round out the draft just because you need someone to at least follow up on that front lining of Boogie. And you also need someone who is not susceptible to these lane dominators. And specifically, all three of these heroes are going to give Ember Spirit and Night Stalker trouble in the lane, as I said before. So at the very least, the Death Prophet is going to run away with her lane, hopefully. Get some space, get some towers down, hopefully provide some much needed team fight against these very big right clickers, these individual powerhouses on the side of so many.
Yeah, but you know what? This Spirit Siphon on the DP, because that's percentage-based damage, right? That's going to be pretty nice versus all these big thonk heroes on the enemy.
Oh, yeah. Yule's going to come in handy as well. Like, the way that Death Prophet itemizes, at least defensively, is very suited against these. And I think, in general, like, Wind and Rain is going to have some trouble getting out of the laning stage here first. They have pretty solid supports for going up against the lanes of Ascomanni. So, Winter Wyvern with that Arctic Burn. And then, of course, Yol with the Leech Seed punching back hard. He's not going to be afraid to get down and dirty with like a Bloodseeker or something. He's just going to.
Yeah, he trades well with everyone. And you just buy the Orb of Venom to make sure you can trade even better. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a slow hero, you might as well get to punch him more, right? And there's some discussion about this sometimes, like when do you go for example, Windlace, when you go for the Stout Shield, when you go for the Orb of Venom. And mostly the Orb of Venom is the team item. It means because the slowing the opponent as opposed to giving yourself more speed means that your laning partner can get in on it.
Get on in the action. Yeah, come over here. This guy's free punching back. Oh, nice. Let me
Yeah.
take some hits as
Hey.
well. Beautiful.
Hey, look at this slowpoke. Kick him in the shins.
Anna, aka Meep UK Dota, throwing out the positivity with the GL and invoker emoji into it, like that.
He's got to ring a Bassi first.
Especially after we had a very spicy lobby, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean it's always rough when you get technical difficulties delaying the game like that because it's nobody's fault really, but you still get frustrated. Hell, I was getting frustrated. I'm just sitting here. I want my Dota. Where is it?
Need my fix, man. You got some Dota?
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, they've actually got 2 Bazzies on the side of Wind and Rain, but I mean, I think that's okay, to be honest. Like, no one really cares about stacking Bazzi auras. It's not a big deal.
I mean, you get it for the 8.
Yeah.
And especially since they're not going to be in the same lane. This Bassi on Tanner for mid. And Nico's going to be moving around on the sides.
They're playing with one another now. I don't think Master Risk really wants to be committed to this, though, and I'm afraid he could actually level up Chains here. In fact, I'm not even sure he needs it. The right click coming through. The Marana arrow will sail through, landing onto Tanner, but Master Risk goes down all the same. Efrit will grab up that bounty rune and making it 2 for 2. But a kill on to Master Risk puts Wind and Rain in a great position to start off this match.
And it means that Nefrit gets to have one last hit and then buy his boots. Going to be a great boon in the bottom. I think Tanner would have liked to have that instead, even throughout the Grip Storm. But
I find it funny that he came all the way over from mid, walked over from mid to try and like help out with the kill, and just ended up sinking an arrow, and that was about it. That's the contribution.
Oh well, like it's important to bring one man more to those fights, and the fact that Baby Nut wasn't there probably did mean that the kill was good.
Yeah. Yeah, Husk's surprisingly bad on level 1 fights, though. I mean, Burning Spear never really feels like it does very much level 1. It's level 2 where it kind of jumps up and seems to hurt a lot more. Yeah, it's literally double, right?
Yes, it is. So it doesn't just seem to hurt more.
Yeah, it does hurt a little more. Bells hurt more when you level them up. What a neat fact.
I'm so glad you're wise to
That's a lot
the
of wisdom.
intricacies of these games. So right now, what I expect is a lot of lane pressure out from Ascomanni, and Wind and Rain trying to mitigate that. Like they should at the very least not concede any terrain on this mid lane at all. Then anything they can get on the sides is nice. As you can see, Master is on top already punching out Mikwa. Boogie not yet level 2. Ace is denying everything.
Yeah, you can on this Bloodseeker. You kind of have to on the Bloodseeker to be honest. He is a lane dominator. But now Boogie gets a nice big creep wave under his tower. He's still throwing some hits away of Nico, trying to get him low and just helping out for his thirst here as well. Having a Bloodseeker in your team just makes trading hits so much more effective. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, they actually get a kill out onto Hester Joe. Hester Joe definitely has one of the weirdest names in Dota. Oh, the right clicks, yo, he's gonna grab it anyway. The tree just punches down the Mirana. Or Noya.
That's not him doing some work.
Yeah, do you know what Hester Rotten's name is, or where it comes from, or what it means, or why he's called such a weird name in weird capitals?
I mean, the word capitals is just he was a teenager in in the start of the 2000s, right?
Ah, gotcha. Okay. You're suicide.
With that.
What does like Hester Joe Rotten even mean? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it's something punk. I'm well versed in my punk.
sounds good.
That
Sounds pretty punk.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Didn't reach the mute button in time that time. And playing against Huskar at mid is so it's so boring. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna keep harassing him, and then you're just like, I'm gonna keep harassing him, and like the health regen is such like a small thing, yet it's so significant. You never really notice that much, you know. You're always like, oh, you know, I'm doing great in this lane. He's low on HP, but then you remember it's a Huskar, and then you get sad because out CSing you and everything, and yeah, life is bad.
Yeah. Again, though, as long as Tanner doesn't die here, he's doing his job. He's just gotta hold his lane. After a while, either Baby Knight's going to get rotated on, or Tanner's going to get...
Again, Yol trying to kill Noya, but actually giving his own life for this.
So most action on this bottom lane right now, which is honestly surprising to me. I would expect that Nefrit tries to play this as careful as possible. Just, if you compare it to the game that we casted before, where Mickey got such a great start off out of simply sitting under his tower, CSing, that he was getting backlined there, which made it extra easy for him. But yeah, I don't see a need to go very hard on this bottom lane. Ideally, you want Nefrit to be your second mid laner here, get as much experience as possible, because he's not going to get many last hits out of this lane anyway.
Yeah.
I suppose Noya is a tempting snack. Just because of your, because of his low HP. In fact, slow him down enough with the nature's guys that he can't get out. And he has all of his leap charges right now. He's level 3, so he's significantly.
And I mean, we're getting pretty low in the middle lane to the Huskar, which has the dual purpose of A, sending him back to base, and B, making this Bloodseeker kind of scary, but he still can't contribute to this bounty rune grabbing escapade going on in the top lane, so they will have to let go of 3 of these. Oh, sorry, just 2, actually. My counting is bad. UK education.
Yeah, let's hope that Tanner's been better than yours then.
Yeah, I don't have good hopes, but we can hope.
Baby Knight's really just bullying him by now, walking up to the high ground saying that you don't get to get close to the creep wave anymore. And all Tanner really needs here is just a level 6, and after that he doesn't mind sitting back under his tower anymore, as the pressure is going to be on Baby Knight to make stuff happen. And Death Prophet is an especially good defensive TP. I see a lot of people, you know, try and really force things with that ultimate, but it's much better if they're already up in your area of effect and you pop the ghosts on them when they are overextended. Then you get kills and a tower afterwards.
Listen,
Poor Tanner. Noya snipes the haste rune from out in front of him. Now his bottle's empty.
oh no, nothing worse than an empty bottle. Well, I guess an empty health pool, maybe, but no, don't take the creeps. Don't take the creeps.
He's taking the XP though.
Well, he can take a little scout. I mean, that's 8 gold. No one cares. Oh, Yol coming in from behind. Man, Hestro even making his way over because they're going to go and shrine up together, I guess. Oh, he doesn't really need it though. He's not bothering. Heading back to the lane.
Does mean he's going to get smacked around a little bit by Yol.
Oh, Huskar's actually TPing down here. Not quite sure what the plan is. They've got an observer ward down deep in the lane, which I imagine was probably to just to scout out this kind of thing. And that's going to do them a wonderful, wonderful amount of work in terms of stopping Baby Knight from getting anything done. Look at that pinging saying there's vision there. Directly on it almost.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty next level, honestly. By both teams, actually. They're knowing the wards there just from their reaction. But yeah.
I also gotta say that rotation was just a little bit early in general. Joe wasn't going to reach his level 6 in time to walk and have to down properly.
Top lane, Ace, is he okay? Here he's turning around, trying to fight up into Boogie. Boogie tanking the tower whilst he's doing so, but should be able to finish the job. No! The sleep comes through from Master Risk, and now Ace will turn around, but Boogie's still hunting for him, but there's a salve coming through onto Ace, so he should be okay. Boogie's still on the one. Niqua here as well, but Niqua, he's not going to be threatened too much by Master Risk. He does hurt with that briefcase of his, but everything will be okay. As Boogie's popped his salve himself, he's coming back in. It is nighttime, so he does want to fight, dodging out the sleep quite nicely, but Ace coming in. You know, use a rupture onto Boogie. Boogie forced to dance around in the silence a little bit. They'll focus down the Treant, but Tree is absolutely dandy. And Master Risk, the one on low HP. And oh, Niqua over the trees. Can't finish the job though. Master Risk is going to survive. And well, Boogie's just going to farm some creeps. And no one actually dies up here. But they get pretty damn close. And Ascomanni's still not going to be super happy with how the things are going up here, even though their Bloodseeker is like pretty damn fast right now.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing about Arctic Burn is that it's a percentage of their current health. It means that if your target is low, sure you have all of the extra attack range, but you're not actually going to damage them more. They don't have any percentage of nothing is nothing.
I want to point out that somebody translated his name in the chat, Hester Joe Rotten, so it all makes sense now because his name actually means Horse Joe the Rat. There you go. That clears up everything. His name makes perfect sense now.
I mean, I'm Dutch, right? And Danish makes some sort of sense to me. And like, if I hear Danish, my brains are trying to tell me that I know what this is, and then I actually start listening and I have no idea. All of those words, yes, I can see how they could mean that, but also, what the fuck?
Doesn't clear anything up remotely, no. Well, there's a courier over Yol, but he's not. Gets a couple of D wards, an observer ward down behind the tower. So Ascomanni are actually sending 2 heroes behind their Bloodseeker. He's got like a little armed guard here.
I mean, they'd be right too. Yol is also slowly lumbering his way over towards top. See what I did.
Very good. Yol, he's getting so much information right now. Just watching these two. I mean, they
Triple bracer. They're gonna fight. Tanner's also coming in.
Oh yeah, he's ready for it. I mean, the tree goes down here, that's fine, but Boogie, he's also caught up in the rupture with Tanner coming in from behind with the ultimate. Baby Knight might just sink into the ground right now. The damage coming through onto him is too much for him to handle, and that is going to be a kill for UK Dota. And now they look for more. Meanwhile, Ace getting caught up. There's also a duel on the backlines as well. That is actually on to Tanner. Tanner's going to go down. Noya will take that kill, and that is a duel in for Hestjo as well. It's Ace running himself away, won't get caught out. Boogie into the tree line, and Nefrit trying to run himself out of this one as well. Niqua backing him up as well as there is the end to the... Oh, they caught him with the arrow. Noya, God, with the arrow into the tree line. Jesus. How do you even... Wow.
I've seen Noya put on a real show with his Rubik yesterday, and right now with his Mirana as well. This man is not coming to play. Or well, he is coming to play, but you are the toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that death on Tanner there is very unfortunate. You wanna be moving into that tower. You got a kill with the exorcism, and then you move into the tower. Easy peasy. But he hesitated a little bit. He thought that they might be storming up the high ground, whereas to everyone else in Wind and Rain, it was clear that that was not the right call. So they turned already, and I don't think there were any communications because they all assumed that this was, natural. You don't go up there. But instead, Tanner lagged behind a little bit and then gets picked off by Hestejo. So it's a little bit of experience there that you can see that he's not quite like he made the correct choice in coming up there, did the fight right, but then afterwards just a little bit of a disconnection between him and the rest of his team. And he gets punished. And has to Joe. That Ember Spirit is too fast. I was wondering if the Elder Titan could maybe get the storm.
Yeah, not quite happening for him right there. Meanwhile, Nequat hiding in the trees. But here's the thing. Is Winter Wyvern a dragon?
Oh, no, she's a wyvern. Those are different things. They don't have
Isn't
any
a
detection.
wyvern a type of dragon, though?
Like, that really depends on how you want to classify. Like, is dragon a genus? Is it a taxa? What is it?
Well, I don't understand those words, but a dragon is like, a dragon's a category. A wyvern's a dragon. I guess
All right,
like
sure,
sky
but,
serpents could be dragons as well.
Monkeys and us are both mammals, right?
Right.
But are we also both primates?
Radiant's bottom tower is under
You don't
attack.
know. Well, we aren't.
We aren't primates. Okay, cool.
But it's close, right? And I'd say that it depends a little bit on how serious you want to take your fantasy taxonomy, but especially since wyverns only have 2 wings and 2 back legs, much like a regular bird, and dragons are actually 6-limbed, I'd say that they are in fact way further from each other than humans and apes are.
Dire's top
Okay, that's a fair explanation. I'll take it. I will take it.
Thank you. I was biochem, not actual biology.
That helps.
It does help, yes. So, tower trade. I've seen so many pos 4s or pos 5s die on the, trying to get a little bit extra information on that tier 1 tower over there, and y'all didn't die. Casts or curse.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, ow, oh god, ow, everything thrown his way.
Dire's
That is a very dead y'all.
It's like he's doing it specifically to piss me off, you know that?
It is.
That's just personal. The moment I start talking about how he's just doing his thing, not overplaying, making sure that he stays alive, he steps out of the cover of the trees, and the entire enemy team is standing up on high ground.
invisibility.
So, what I'm looking for here is I see Boogie is going for the full Aghanim Scepter immediately, which will slow him down a little bit, and it's going to put pressure on his cores because there's a lot of deep vision down right now from Ascomanni. You can see the ward up here blocking this camp. One watching the side of the tier 1 tower in like the angle where you normally see the Dire assault the Radiant Tower from. And they have the invisibility from Noya right now. That Moonlight Shadow is going to be used to gank towards that vision. And yeah, I guess Wind and Rain is doing the correct thing here in that they smoked up, trying to set the tempo for themselves instead of waiting for that assault to come. But did you see if they smoked under a ward? Because there's a big
There's a
risk
lot of them
with
around
that.
there, and I feel like they might have done, but then again, there's absolutely no movement here. Yeah, Boogie, he's trying to
Basically
bait
just
out
walking up.
in the lane. Oh yeah, he's ready for it. He wants to try and fight this. Now, Yol, he saw him. Did get smoke broken, but they'll back themselves out. I don't think they want to go for this. Then Master Risk just casually walking in with a briefcase. He always looks like he's on his way to work all the time. Puts down, plonks down a ward, plonks down a sentry. Meanwhile, Yol puts down a ward of its own, and everybody just doesn't realize each other's there. Okay, now they see Tree Protector, and they're like, there is a tree here. There's also a ward up here with the courier on the high ground.
Does he get the courier?
Nope. Courier flies on by. Very hard to spot out in the nighttime. And that's going to be the end, because there's a fight breaking out in mid is why, as Hezjo running himself away and Tanner can't chase. He's got that rupture on him. Thankfully, he didn't pop the exorcism, though, so that'll be okay. Wondering if they make a play for the mid tower now, because they do have the exorcism ready to go. Yol is also in a pretty good position behind all enemy lines, with an observer ward down as well. They're picking it out, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You have the catapult alive still, you don't necessarily, unless, yeah, the waves gets dragged off. I don't think you want to commit an exorcism here, just because you can't really hold your position. Nefrid, while pretty strong, with that spirit vessel, can't actually frontline.
Look at the pings. They really want to find Yol. They'll finally grab him here. See you later, Yol. He's definitely going down. The sentry ward on the high ground just about catching him out between the tower there. Gives him kind of total vision of that area of the map where Treants usually like to hang. But yeah, he just got a little bit too carried away, but they will not be able to finish him off. My god, 60 HP and he will survive. So unable to find the seal of the deal on that kill.
Definitely a little bit overeager. And I gotta say, while I don't think that Wind and Rain has gotten exactly enough tempo made at the start, I still think that Boogie with his Aghanim's might have slowed himself down a little bit too much, and Hestijo is
Radiant are
looking
scanning.
for him. They got a lot of heroes, they can actually kill him. Boogie isn't afraid enough.
He's running, even pops the ultimate. My goodness, he wants to get out of here, and Boogie will certainly be able to do that. See you later, everybody. He's leaving.
Yeah. Anyway, like, Wind and Rain isn't performing spectacularly, but then again, there was a very dominant laning phase coming out from Ascomanni, and they haven't capitalized too much yet. Part of this is just that their lineup suits itself to killing straight up. They don't have that much lockdown. They really want a blink dagger on Hestijo probably, but he's actually going in. Wait. Did Boogie just stay there and kill Master Risk?
He did actually, yeah. That does seem to be what happened up here, which is kind of unexpected.
I mean, you heard me. It's like, you know, I do think that Boogie had a chance to, you know, be one of the Finnish players that made it really big, but he missed the boat somehow. He has these flashes of just really good, and then combined with a lot of overconfidence.
You're right here, buddy. He's having a bit of a funny few moments here, trying to play around in the trees, and he's gonna get dueled up as well. I'm not too sure what the plan was. He wanted to try and get the dust onto Baby Knight just as the Moonlight Shadow came out so that he wouldn't be a threat to anybody else, but unfortunately that doesn't end up working out in his favor. Meanwhile, Nefrid coming back to his remnant, but there's heroes here. The arrow's gonna connect. Noya, the god, lands another one. What a hunter.
Yeah, the deeper vision that was placed down earlier perfectly shows where to aim for that remnant of Nefrid. He doesn't stand a chance. And now, are we going to see Wind and Rain attempt a singularity and hold on to that mid tower? They do have a tree and protector as well.
Yeah, they've got a tree and protector, they've got next hits. I mean, this combination is pretty nice, but the tree actually hasn't leveled up Overgrowth, so no combination of ultis there. Is another arrow catching onto the Wyvern. That's a long one as well. Ace is running in, really wants to try and finish off this kill. Boogie, though, he's going to protect out his support. Now with that exorcism being popped, it's going to be get out time for Ascomanni. And there's a rupture coming through onto Tanner to stop it running away. Stitcher goes for the duel and will successfully get it. His arrow just piles onto Tanner there. There's a Winter's Curse coming out onto the Huskar with his new BKB. They're just going to sit there for a little bit of time. Meanwhile, Boogie going in deep, trying to finish off Hestijo, but real tricky to do. And Noya is bounced around all over the place. Hestijo already has 48 dual damage. That is impressive.
This poor Wind Wyvern is next. Oh, Boogie tanks and arrows straight from the back. Noya coming in again. I'm not sure he can stand up there anymore.
Ooh, trying to run away, but the Starstorm finds him. See you later, Boogie. Constant trumpets of war from Hestijo as well. It should be absolutely terrifying if Nefrid tries to come in. Gets catapulted back into his team, trying to jump around and get a kill into Noya, but the remnants were a little bit off there, and he just clears himself out. Yol still looking around. Tanner's TP'd in. I'm not sure this is where he wants to be right now, but Yol, well, trying to mess around Baby Knight right now, but immediately purging off that root, putting the tree in a whole world of hurt, and I think he's just going to burn out. The heals are there from the life. Yeah. Oh my god, 15 HP on Yol. Woo, that was squeaky bum time, but
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yol does make it out alive. That was a
Now
lot of
It was a pretty decent trade to get Ace for Tanner, but yeah, in the scuffle that results there, the way that the teamfight gets pulled apart, the problem is that as soon as Hestejo gets the jewel, the target dies. There's just not enough save on the team, like unless you want to spend the Winter's Curse. But Nikwa saved it up there, and then,
Dire's
well,
middle tower
I think
is
he
under
might have been
attack.
able to kill Noya by making the Huskar hit him, but
Oh god, another jewel down to the bottom lane. Ember Spirit caught out by the Moonlight Shadow.
I saw that one, and I kind of just wanted to pretend it wasn't happening.
Yeah, I'm not really sure an Ember Spirit should be that far in. I mean, I feel like you've got wards, so you feel fine, but then with the Moonlight Shadow, obviously they get those gaps there, so yeah. You kind of got to know they're looking for something like that, though. They're not going to stop fighting you, Ascomanni, right now. They can't afford to stop fighting you.
Definitely.
They genuinely have to keep on going.
Look at that combo. Long range, stomp from
Apologies,
Masteris,
I was taking a
catches
glass
out
of
Yol.
water, so we missed out the entire thing.
I mean, it was just a tree dying, you know? If a tree falls over in the forest and nobody's there to observe him, did he really go back to the fountain, is what I'm saying.
13 seconds, I feel like he probably will, but we'll see. Ace, is he looking for a Radiance? I think he probably is. It's looking like a Radiance build. Drums,
Radiant's
I
Midas,
imagine so.
2,300 gold in the bank. That's not the usual amount of money to be running around on. Doing a free tier 2 here. I mean, this is ridiculous. Wind and Rain. They're smoked up looking for other things, but tier 2 in the bottom lane is not something you should be giving up for free, I don't think.
It is one of the hardest towers in the game to defend, especially when you don't really have a way to make them stay in your team fight. And what they are doing right now is they're smoking with the Agony Shot of boobies. Nefrit is baiting, but Baby Knight does not take it. Instead, they found Hestejo, Yol.
They're really slow on following up on this. The thing is, he doesn't really want to use the Overgrowth, even though Hestejo can just purge off the roots.
And yeah, I gotta say, it's extremely hard for Wind and Rain to make this call right now, but if they want to get a grip back on this game, they need to take down that tier 1 mid tower. They have an ult on Tanner, they have this full Aghanim Scepter on Boogie now. This is what they've been waiting for. They can't just now say, alright, that one attempt didn't work, we go back to the jungle now. Look at how spread out they are on the map. This was their opportunity to make something happen, and instead they're going to give Ace free reign to, yeah, he's nearly got the money for that relic now. And they're watching him farm with his ward. They know he's not there. But they're just in no position to do anything right now, and Baby Knight, he already popped the Roshalins.
He's going in there pretty quickly. I mean, Yol's outside the pit, though. Probably wants to take a look in, but might find himself going down fairly quickly here. My goodness. They all just sweep up that kill. Well, they know they're doing Roshan now. Not that there's much they could do about it. Baby Knight just spamming out this 4-second cooldown life break is absolutely absurd. They're backing out of the pit, actually. Okay. Wind and Rain gather up, and that's enough to push back the Dire side.
I imagine that they got the call from Ace that he really doesn't want to join. It's like, guys, I nearly have my ratings. Don't do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to go run in there, fight, die. It's not necessary. So they just back up. And that means that that fight is mostly an economic win because, as you said, they did gather up the entirety of Wind and Rain there, and they are going now because they are still all together. Look at Boogie going to town, but he's half health already.
Off the cliff and disarmed. Arrow going to connect onto the Death Prophet, but now the Winter's Curse coming through, holding back the Huskar, but Death Prophet just disappears into a chasm, never to be seen again. Meanwhile, they're looking for some arrows here on Noya, but he's held back pretty far. Yol might be that. No, he's like, I don't want to die this time, God damn it. Let me just live for one fight, please. And he should be able to do so, holding back the side of Ascomanni for now.
And Tanner is dead again after just popping that ult.
Yeah, these exorcisms aren't really getting much done, unfortunately. And now Roshan will be taken. Ace feels comfortable going for it. He's got the money for his Radiance. Now they've got an Aegis on their Huskar. This momentum is just getting faster and faster. And oh god, Nefrit, no! That was not the Remnant play you were looking for. And he is going to get run down here. Killed off slowly. Oh yeah, set him on fire. Oh yeah, get the jewel. Yeah, burn him. Nefrit, he's they really made an example of him, didn't they?
Yeah, that was a very
Dire's
unfortunate
middle
misplay.
tower is under attack.
You just press that button
Radiant's top
once
tower
too often.
is under attack.
And down you go. Boogie was trying to go in for that mid tower because he's still got that nighttime power going, but as Joe says no, Noya denies the
Dire's
tower.
middle tower has been denied.
Asgard's a strange hit.
Radiant's top
Like
tower is
the
under
Aghanim
attack.
Scepter and BKB build where you just kind of spam life. A
Dire's
4-second
bottom
cooldown on
tower
life
is under
break is kind of
attack.
bananas.
Dire's
And he's
structures are
going to have the
fortified.
satanic finish pretty soon. When that happens, he is basically unkillable. There's no straight scaling source of damage. Oh,
They find
poor
you. Bye, buddy. See you later. Master Risk grabs it, hits him with the briefcase.
Without a traditional right-clicking carry on your team, it is so hard to mess with a Huskar. Like, at the very least, you're going to want to have some halberd builders, but who is going to build that halberd?
Radiant
Boogie?
are
He's going
scanning.
for a blink
Yeah,
and a BKB.
Boogie should do, but yeah, as you said, he can't blink BKB, so not on the same wavelength as us, clearly.
I mean, you want
Shadows
leverage
pass.
to move this game. He spent a lot of time farming up that Aghanim Scepter. His team kind of suffered
Dire's
in this
middle
period,
tower
and
is under attack.
he's gonna make that work now, but it's kind of already done. Nefrit went for that faster build with the Spirit Vessel, has 0 charges. Like, he must have had and used some charges, but have you seen it happening?
Yeah, no, I haven't. But no,
So
it's
these
been a
are-
weird game. It's been a weird game.
These are definitely sad times.
Yeah, and the thing is, Winter Rain aren't even building towards items where I'm like, oh, when they get this item, it's going to be fine. Like, DP's looking for a BKB. That's about as much as I'm hoping for here. And even then, you know, what's a BKB going to do against a Bloodseeker?
Well,
Huskar.
at the very least, she might not die to the Huskar. Like, if she can get her ult going, that is their one source of, like, reliable physical damage in this game, right?
Yeah.
The
Dire's
problem is just that
bottom
I think
tower
that
is
Baby
under
Knight's already
attack.
way too far ahead of her.
Yeah, Baby Knight has got huge. He's massive.
Dire's
The big
bottom
chunky
tower
boy
has fallen.
heading up to the top lane. Reaver in hand. Spears in the other. And they actually get a kill on Boogie down at bottom here. Another day, another duel. 102 damage now on Hester Joe.
Trying to come
They're
from
looking.
bot, they're
They
going
want to go
for
onto the
Baby Knight.
Huskar right now. Huskar just pops the BKB, turns around. The ghost come out from Tanner. Now trying to get up to the high ground, trying to keep his distance. Baby Knight has popped the BKB as they run over to Niqua now. Nefrit holding him still. They're jumping on board, trying to bring down Baby Knight. They'll get him down once. Now,
Look at that Legion smoking across the map.
they're
Back
coming
is
in.
coming
They really want to come and help, and Arrow going to hold back the tree as well, but they should be able to get him. Baby Knight is dead. The raid boss is down. There is no loot, but they can definitely look to take some towers now.
And finally, that was a very heads-up play. Boogie goes down, and you can see someone immediately makes the call. This means that Baby Knight is alone. Get him, boys.
Yep, finish off that hero. They all TP'd bottom to kill me, Boogie says. I buy back, we go. And that was a plan, and it worked perfectly.
It did, and that puts Nefrit further towards his Lincoln Sphere, which is going to...
Oh
enable
no,
him to-
no, no, there's an
Oh,
invis
no.
rune on the Legion Commander. They're all still hanging around in the top lane, and Tanner stopped to hit some creeps, not with his team, and he's going to get picked off all by his lonesome.
Win and Rain didn't deward after getting the turnaround there.
Ooh, but gank at
And
top
with that-
onto Master Risk, but should be successful. Provided one more hit comes through, yep, certainly will, but what are they going to pay
Nefrit needs
for?
to get out.
Yeah, he does. Leave Boogie behind, even though Boogie is the one without buyback, but they've got no stuns. The duel is on cooldown, thankfully, so both get out okay.
It is Tanner going down there. At the very least, it gives away the ward. And yeah, it's already dewarded by now. And a Death Prophet who dies without her ult, it's not gonna lose you the game at the very least. So she couldn't have done anything during that period anyway, except farm. It's mostly a setback for Tanner himself, who is, well, still keeping up with the rest of his course. They're not doing too bad in the grand scheme of things, but nonetheless, and I imagine, yeah, I was about to say, I imagine we're just going to see Ascomanni play to the rhythm of the Roshan, Master Joe already checked it. They want another Aegis up on Baby Knight. And he's going to have that Satanic finish as well. At that point, there's just... They're going to put him on the high ground. He's going to have basically 3 lives. And as you can see, they really need Tanner's damage in order to take him down. And I don't think Tanner's going to survive that long if he comes in range.
I know, yeah, he needs to keep the distance, our bro, Tanner. He's going for the Aghanim's, which is actually a suggestion I was going to make earlier on, because their biggest problem seems to be soon that they're going to be running out of damage real fast. The Ember Spirit's actually going for a Lincoln Sphere, so just wants to be able to survive more than anything. You know, he does get a little bit of damage just from his talents, but not really enough to keep up the momentum here, so a little bit worried for him that he's going to just kind of fall off. I mean, I'd say fall off. He's got nothing to fall off. He's only really built up with, like, maybe a step ladder of usefulness in these games, so...
Yeah, there is no mountain that they have built yet. This is definitely more of a molehill still.
Yeah.
I do agree with the item choices though, because let's face it, Tanner was dying first in all these fights. If he doesn't get to put his damage out, then it doesn't matter how much he has. So I like this build order. I do think that the Aghanims is necessary to keep his relevance now. I don't think you can play Death Prophet without the increase in damage is just too significant, and your increase in farming speed as well. Plus, it actually gives you some form of presence outside of the team fights. Hester Joe found Boogie. He went in for the jewel. Ace is coming in.
Yeah, Boogie is a lot tankier than Legion Plan's given him credit for. And now, well, the Rupture comes out, but he goes to the BKB TPL, and there's nothing to stop this. So, see you later, boys. I'm out of here.
Did he even need to put the BKB there?
No, actually. There was someone
Maybe
else
there's
nearby.
an arrow
I don't
coming in
really
from
know.
the
Oh,
side,
yeah,
like
onto
the
the
one
tree,
that is
actually.
hit,
Tanner, so
so-
he's still alive, but unfortunately, he's taking a lot of damage, but then comes the ulti from Yol. Tanner trying to get the TP away, but gets cancelled out by Master Risk, and Tanner should be going down, though. That's a lot of healing coming out as he gets the Spirit Siphons along with a Cold Embrace, but I'm not sure it's going to matter too much, although I'd say that in comes Winter's Curse, force-stuffing up Tanner. He's still alive somehow. In comes Bloodseeker on the backline, still trying to run. Ace really looking for this kill right now, and they will be able to bring down Tanner. And now looking over towards Boogie as well. Boogie getting burnt up by Ace and Baby Knight. The dual team of dreams coming over towards the Ember Spirit next. They're trying to burn him up, and he will die inside the duel, giving Hesjo another lump of damage. Neepo running over the trees right now, going for the TP out himself, and this should be successful as there is no response from Master Risk. So, 3 heroes die, but 3 of the important heroes. 3 cores taken out from Wind and Rain. Might as well have lost everybody, as now Ascomanni can look to break the high ground. I don't think they're having much trouble in doing so. There just seems to be no teeth to this Wind and Rain lineup. I just don't really see them and think, oh no, what happens when they get this? And the Ember Spirit even changed his items and just straight up built a Desolator at the end there. I don't know if you noticed.
I did not, but yeah, he definitely realized that they were in big time damage problems. And you can see sort of the way that maybe this lineup could work there, where in the long fight, if Tanner gets to live and the enemy keeps chasing him, there was some decent damage coming out from the Ember Spirit, but definitely not enough at this point. Baby Knight smacking down Yol, he's got that Satanic, he is not afraid of anything.
What is Life Break? I mean, as a spell, what are you supposed to do? Huskar draws upon his health to break an enemy's life, leaping at a target within attack range to shatter a percentage of that hero's current health and slowing them. What?
It's
Like-
basically a blood sacrifice kind of thing.
Yeah, I know, but like the animation and everything, like what is the actual action? Just kind of like jumping and then...
It's a somersault. Well, not with... Actually, he doesn't have the right cosmetic for it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have that cosmetic. I know, he kind of just jumps on them and then stabs them with his spear, but yeah, the icon is that little sacrificial sword he has.
I mean, maybe that's what he's doing with his other hand. He's stabbing himself with that sword.
Or maybe. Let's try and get a close-up of it. See if we can do that.
I mean, he's not going to use it now.
He's pretty
By definition.
fast as well.
I'm looking at him as well, like, no
Yeah, we
creeps near,
Fine,
no...
go. Get him. Oh god. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, those are a
it's
lot
not
of
good
particles.
cinematography. Okay, I have no idea what's going on there. That is unintelligible. But they've actually managed to wrap around on Wind and Rain now, and they're actually finding a kill in the backlines. Can they bring him down in time? Yes, they can. That is Master Risk brought down, but a full duration arrow onto the Ember Spirit. Now Baby Knight looking to take advantage, but in comes Cold Snap, Cold Embrace from Nikwa. But he's just piling on the fire damage, but Baby Knight's dropping pretty low himself, but he's got a Satanic looking to heal up. Meanwhile, Tanner goes into the pit, chasing forward onto Mirana. There comes Winter's Curse as well, helping out Tanner as he's going to go for the TP out immediately afterwards. But no, an arrow from Mirana stops it happening, so Boogie has to come in and help out. Meanwhile, firing Death Prophet out of the pit into the arms of Ace, and he's going to grab the kill now. Quick duel from Hestro, going to kill off Yol as well. Boogie is going to be the next one as Baby Knight comes flying over, blasting away the Night Stalker. Another round of cores dead, and the good game well played is called. Wind and Rain will take the victory here over... Wait, no they won't. Wind and Rain lost. Ascomanni take the victory over Wind and Rain. There we go. Now we get it the right way around.
The Vikings, they pushed their way right through the bad weather and plundered their way to victory, I would say. And there was really no stopping this train. There was a little bit of like a moment after that landing stage where I thought they could have pressed their momentum better. You know, when Boogie gave them that opportunity by basically going for the Aghanim Scepter, and Tanner was still catching up in the back. But all in all, as soon as they got the opportunity again and they had their items in order, Hestejo with that pipe and later the Blink Dagger, Ace finishing up that Radiance neatly, telling his team, stay back, we're not hurrying here, I need this first. It was solid play from them, and I, as you were saying before, I don't see a good way that Wind and Rain could really get a grip on this game at all. There was no clear path to victory, just a path to staying in it.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I mean, they tried, they pushed hard, but at the same time, like they didn't actually do much. You know, they maybe tried like one or two moves as a team. Ascomanni, they were just constantly moving around as a team. You know, never really stopped trying to go for these team plays. Constantly looking for fights, constantly looking for kills, and they just end up getting them. Meanwhile, Wind and Rain, they maybe went for about maybe like 2 or 3 players as a team. The rest of the time, they're just split up, trying to farm, trying to find their next timings, etc. Not how it works, especially versus Bloodseeker Husker.
It's hard though. They don't have a traditional initiator, they don't have a lot of lockdown either, so they're kind of hoping that Ascomanni is going to run at them and like do the running part.
Yeah, I think this Ember Spirit as well, I think the Huskar Bloodseeker is just such a good answer to the Ember Spirit because it forces you into this game where you don't want to put the Ember Spirit mid and then you don't have a traditional carry. So you're never going to be looking for the super late game to beat out the Huskar when you have this big right-click carry because Ember Spirit is your carry and he doesn't do much versus Huskar from any position. And it basically just ruins your tempo. And I think that's why Ascomanni keep doing this, is because they managed to move the Ember Spirit to the safe lane, and then you don't have a decent carry, so this is the game before it's even started.
Pretty much. And with Tanner on the mid, who is like probably, if you are the opponent, you're gonna know that, all right, this is the stand-in, this guy is gonna be a bit wobbly, even if it's the best player in the world, he's not going to necessarily fit in all that well. So it's very unlikely that he's going to pull out something that is going to carry the game, as opposed to all of these players that are normally on this squad. So you can metagame the draft already a bit in that as well. And I'd actually hope that Wind and Rain makes use of that, or at least, softens the blow of that weakness a bit in the next game. Pick Tanner earlier, make sure that you have something that can create momentum on either Nefrit or Boogie, and then see where the game moves.
Yep, exactly. And hopefully they'll be able to pull out something a little bit more impressive next game around, because 9 kills only managing to grab there. I mean, it never looks good when you lose to a Huskar Bloodseeker. I've never seen a team lose to that combination and been like, oh, they did really well, but unfortunately it just wasn't their game. I mean, it just always looks convincing when these two heroes come out and play together. But still, hope the Wind and Rain can pull out a better performance in game number 2. We're going to throw it to a quick break, then we'll be back with the second match in this best of 2 between Wind and Rain and Ascomanni.